Hey, Craig Valine here, Scott Evans with On the Deck, and today we're going to talk about why people don't act, why they don't take action. You want to start?
Sure, this is going to be not a long installment, but certainly a powerful one, and certainly something that's going to cause you to really, if you can buy into this concept, the simple three-step process on deciding to act. Or deciding not to act. Okay, so listen, there are in Entrepreneurial Compass book, I write about this, and it's just a half page, but everything we do starts from an idea, right? Once we get the idea or the concept, it falls in our lap, it falls out of the sky, somebody gives it to us, we dream it up, then we have to decide on what it means to us, right? Because here's the magic. You're only going to act on something in direct proportion to what it means to you. If you're not acting on something, it doesn't mean enough to you. I would read a book from cover to cover, even if it was a painful read. I felt bad or I was cheating somebody or something if I didn't go through the rest of the book.
Right.
But somewhere I got permission to, somebody said, you don't have to read a book all the way through. I said, okay. It just didn't mean enough to me to read that particular book. So you're only going to act on something in direct proportion, Craig, to what it means to you.
That makes sense. What's number two? Do you have something else?
Well, that was it. It's first you got to think, you get the idea. Secondly, you got to decide on it. Decide what it means to you.
Right.
Third, act on it, because you're only going to act on something in direct proportion to what it means to you. And this is where you get to be a bit selfish, as it says here, as far as motivation goes. And here's the problem. We're at the influence of somebody else or something else, or some idea. Right. Oh man, my mastermind group, or which I'm a member of mastermind groups, so I think they're great, or my family or friends or somebody's gonna, needs or wants me to do this. But if it doesn't mean enough to you, you're not gonna act on it.
Right. Well, that's funny, because I facilitate a mastermind group, and I had been talking about writing a book. Well, I'd been talking about writing a book for many, many moons. But then I got a few of my members involved to add chapters to the book. And I said, oh, it'll be done next month. Oh, it'll be done next month. Oh, it'll be done next month. And the fourth month, I said, there's no possible way I can show up to that meeting next week, next Friday, without having a book.
You know what's funny? Because if you get something going to the point where you'd be embarrassed if you backed out, that's one way to motivate you. So that's kind of where you were.
Yeah. Well, and once I got it done, it was like, I'm an author. Finally, I finished the book, right? But it was more so that I was avoiding the embarrassment. Because, I'm preaching to them, you gotta do, and who wasn't doing it?
Well, suddenly it became very important to you, and it meant a lot to you, and it came out very nicely, and then, of course, you had a book, and there you are. So remember, that's it. Once you get the idea, you gotta decide really keenly and be really aware what it means to you, not somebody else, not what it means to your position in some social structure in this hierarchical sort of world we live in. It's what it means to you. Then you'll act on it in direct proportion and with as much effort and intensity as it means to you. And that's really the simplicity of acting on something.
Just going to say, plain and simple idea, use it. This is Craig Valine, Scott Evans. You're watching and listening to On the Deck. We'll see you next time.